The best way to help somebody with a problem isn't to give them the answer. Sure, that might be the fastest way, but it won't help them on the long term, nor will they be learning anything from it. They may just commit the mistakes right again, or they might actually not even listen to the advice. People are more convinced when they find an answer for themselves, or at least if they think that they do. And the secret to helping somebody doing something like that is to actually listen to them and use their own words. A lot of the times people have problems, and the best way to help people with their own problems isn't actually to give them an answer, because whatever you tell a person that's conflicted about something, sure, sometimes they'll just ask for an answer from somebody, or they'll ask for opinions, but at the end of the day they're going to make their own decisions, so they just want to lay out their hearts and hear some feedback back. And I'm going to mention a few ways to be a better listener for your relationships, for your family, and for your friendships, and for the professional world as well as the everyday world. First, I'd like to just talk about the power of listening to a person. And I've seen this in myself. I see people that listen to me instead of talk to me or wait for their turn to speak. And it really does make a big difference. In my head, I become aware that I hold this person in a high degree in my affection scale. And I also, cherish this person, these people that treat me this way. And sometimes there's nothing wrong with actually asking for an answer. But at the end of the day, you make up your own mind, so you're really just asking for opinions to construct your own final judgment. That's a bit heavy. A little disclaimer: if you're completely uninterested about what the other person is doing, don't listen. You're wasting your time and you're wasting their time. You can both find somebody else who will be more receptive of these things. And maybe it's your best friend, maybe it's somebody you care about, and they're talking about something that you just don't care at all about. It's fine. You don't have to be, a perfect link with every topic, every subject, everything that you do, every activity. You can just let the other person be free to have another friendship in which they can then express themselves in a different way than how they do with you. It's fine. Chemistry is chemistry, it's not perfection. The reason for this is, even if you're great at acting, because you would need to be, to completely hide the fact that you don't really care or enjoy it, you still don't care or don't enjoy it, so you're still dishonoring yourself. You're having a bad time, a boring time. It's not cool. You can direct the conversation into something else you want, and if there's nothing that you talk about with this person that you like, then stop talking to this person. With that out of the way, imagine that we are actually in a conversation which we enjoy, we're passionate about, or is important to us. Don't sit there as if you were just, a third person in the conversation listening. This is not a cinema, this is not a YouTube video. It's a conversation and you're present there. If you are present, behave like you are. Don't just sit there in silence watching, eating popcorn like... Apologies, I got in my own head. But don't just sit there doing nothing. Actually be present. And the way to do this is to start nodding more, affirming, giving them some ad-libs. Yes! Straight up! Whatever you want to do. But being aware that you are actually present in the conversation. If you can't find the comments to add on and participate, you can just affirm the things that you like, or deny the things you don't like, oh, I don't know about that. But just be there, be present, nod your head or shake it, or react, but have more life to yourself. Have more energy, have more substance. Don't just be so dull where you just there, blank, emotionless, and every now and then you might do, come on man, that's lame. Now let's say that somebody is arguing with you, right? First of all, do not treat things as an argument in your head, even if they are very clearly out in the air for everybody to see. Because in an argument, there are no winners. Matter of fact, most people come out of an argument more certain that their point of view in life is more correct than they were before they entered the argument. So if you're trying to convince somebody in an argument, good luck. It's like trying to teach someone how to swim in a plane. It just doesn't work. So what you can do is try to understand the other point of view first and ask them questions, right? And you can direct the path of the conversation by asking them questions that might make them think to themselves, and try to find a common ground where you can agree on something. There's gotta be something you can agree on. If there isn't, then that person just might be the devil, because you can at least agree to being a good person. So try and find something that you can line up, and then from there develop into the things that you are different from each other, and you find that it won't no longer be an argument, but rather a disagreement. Or matter of fact, you may have found that you were just misunderstanding each other. But that comes from the power of listening and giving back in the conversation what the other party is giving you. A final example would be if the other person is in pain, if they're suffering, they're just lashing out or simply breaking down or opening up to you. Out of all people, they chose you. First, take that as a compliment, take that as an honor, and secondly, become worthy of it. What you can do is physical touch, emphasize with them, and if you feel like they will be receptive of this after the conversation's been going for a while, then you give them, after mellowing them down for a while, then you give them something that you truly believe would help them, or you give them a challenge that would wake them up from their situation. I did this to a friend recently where he was just having a bad day and he was at the gym and he said, got this problem with my family and blah blah, and I just been feeling down, whatever. Eventually we got to the point in the conversation where I said, maybe you can, push through this. Maybe I think you're stronger than this. I think you just need to, put your fucking tie on and be ready for work, right? Put in the work, and work, matter of fact, even harder than you are now. And if you're feeling bad, don't feel bad about feeling bad, just carry on. But if I said something that, blunt from the beginning, maybe I would have said, fuck you, you're a bad friend or whatever. But it was after understanding each other for a while and him feeling like somebody really understood him. It helped him, and he said he was fine afterwards. He also thanked me. He was like, oh, thank you for listening, you're a good friend, whatever. And I've often at times heard, thank you for hearing me out, or thank you for, talking to me, from different friends. That's why I'm making this video, because I thought I had some maybe interesting points that you could learn from. But yeah, that's all I wanted to talk about today. Brief video. There's a lot to talk about when it comes to listening. This is not the all-inclusive video, I'm afraid. For that, I will have to sit down, make a script rather than scriptless, and think about all the psychology that goes into it, blah blah blah. But nonetheless, I hope that you like the video and that you learn something from it. Let me know what things you know about listening. Other than that, try to be 1% better every day, and yeah, much love.